All right, guys, what's going on? I'm back again. Welcome aboard to the channel. I know I've been inactive on the YouTube scene for a couple weeks now, but I've been working really hard on the back end on the statue book, and I think it's gonna be a masterpiece. And besides that, I've been working with my clients in person, and I got a couple online clients as well. So if you guys are interested in that, add me up, PG.Coaching on IG, and send me a DM, and we can get to work. But besides that, I got a workout in today with my man Joe. He came down from Ottawa to see, some family and all that type of stuff. And I said, look, we got to get a session in. It's overdue. And me and Joe, we go way back from like college days and that type of stuff. So it was a really fun day, to say the least. So we got a back and hamstring session in. If you guys want to see what I do for prep work, how I warm up my hips, feet, all that type of stuff, and how I get set up for these lifts, let me know down below if you really want the ins and outs. But what I'm showing you guys right now is the first set of the seated hamstring curl. I really like this because I have tons of references. I could really drive my quads into the pad and get a lot of output on the hamstrings. So I really like this exercise. I actually don't have this in my other gym, but I have this at the second gym I go to for this particular day. So right after we do the seated hamstring curl, which we did 2 sets, 10 and 12 reps, all pause reps, moved on to the paused RDL. I don't even have to say pause because every lift is paused for the most part on this day. That's personally how I like to lift. I don't really like the touch and go stuff, but usually I work around the 365 mark, so I'm been working up to. I had a snatch grip in my last cycle, but now I'm using the clean grip. And my man Joe, super strong guy. This guy, he's deadlifted, over 6 plates easy, and he's done 7 plates to his knees, wasn't able to lock it out on separate training sessions. So here he is doing RDLs with 5 plates, which is 495. And he doesn't even really do RDLs like that. He's actually been training more for wrestling. So he does a lot of minimalist style training in the weight room, and then he does a lot of stuff on the mat. So he does a lot of, for example, squats, bench, deadlift, and a lot of push presses. Then I decided to give the 405 a try just for fun. And I got 2 reps. I hit it for a double, nothing crazy. And this is basically the back down set. So we have 1 set of 4 to 6 reps, and we have a back down of 8 to 10. But just for fun, I tried to do the 405, got a double with it. Then we got the 315. We got this is the 8 to 10 rep range, and this felt really good. I'm doing these with the belt, but I think I'm gonna start taking off the belt on my back down set and just having the belt on the 4 to 6 reps, because I still wanna strengthen my erectors, and I don't necessarily need a belt. It's nice to have, but at the same time, I still want to strengthen myself without the belt. So that's it for the RDLs. They felt really good. And now we have the chest supported T-bar row. Everyone who's been following this channel for a while, you know that this is hands down my favorite upper back exercise. The stretch I get feels amazing. With the machine, it's if you have long arms, the plates are gonna hit the floor. So what I do is I take 2 Eric's pads and I just put them on my chest, as you can see. And I really like to have a spotter on that last rep or 2, just to really touch where the sticking point is very softly. And then, so I do a heavy set here, 4 to 6 reps, and then I back down on 2 other sets. So here Joe, he lifts a bit more explosively because he's training for wrestling as well. So he's not necessarily doing the same pause as I am, but he wanted to give the 5 plates a try as well. And looks super good, man. This guy has a huge back. The guy's a beast. So I want to share with you guys on one of the back down sets, what I basically did was a mechanical drop set. So you guys have seen my mechanical drop set video on my lateral raises, where I'll do full range, then I'll do halves, and then I'll do iso holds. I really like mechanical drop sets on the T-bar rows. I'm gonna start doing them more now, which is basically when you can't do any full range of motion reps anymore, you continue on with the shrugs. As you can see, I think it's after this rep, I can't do any more, so now I shrug. And this murders the traps, and you have the chest support, so you have a ton of stability, and this really fires the upper back, the upper traps. It's a great way to squeeze more volume in of shrugs if you don't already have shrugs into your programming. And I really like the transition from the row to the shrug. These are definitely here to stay. These are not coming out anytime soon. When you go around the block a couple times, you start to find what works. And I got crazy upper back gains when I would do this mechanical drop set. So this is here to stay, man. My upper back was so pumped when I did these. So After that, we basically I still have a little bit of lats in the session 2. This machine's right next to it, so I decided to do it in that order for no particular reason, besides the fact that it's more convenient, it's right next door. So I really like this exercise because it really overloads the lengthened position, and when it gets shortened, it really has a nice drop off in weight. So I really like this exercise for lats. I feel my lats more on this than almost any other lift. Any cable, pull down, whatever the case is, this is probably number 1, to be honest. So I really like it. My lats get super great pump. The stretch is insane, and the loading potential is very high. There's a great stability profile, so as you can see. And if you have trouble feeling your lats, which I personally did for years, what I would highly recommend is try angling your torso. So you don't have to be completely in front of the machine where with your shoulders squared. You could actually angle it slightly, and this will really help if you lack certain amounts of internal rotation. So from there, we basically go on the chest supported row on this machine. And the key here is we were doing the stack, but I noticed that my elbows weren't going back enough. So you really want to make sure when you're doing these upper back lifts that, especially on this one in particular, your elbows are going in back of your body. And this is why we film the sets. It's not just, to show off. Obviously, we want to see development. We want to share it with, our audiences, but it's form check for myself as well. So, and especially from this angle, I'm able to see, are my elbows going in back of my body? So the last rep, they weren't. So from there, we hit hamstrings, we hit our back, and now it's time to show the biceps some love. So it's crazy because my friend Joe, he doesn't even hit biceps. He doesn't do any isolation work. He literally does squat, bench, deadlift, and he does some push presses. And I've seen him, fight on the mat. He showed me some videos. The guy's a beast. So, props to him. The guy's not a bodybuilder for people in the comment section, but he's extremely strong. So I finished off with a preacher curl on this old school machine. I don't know what the brand is, but I'm really trying to drive my triceps into the pad. Looking back at the footage, I'm rocking a little bit, but I'm gonna fix that for next time. But I was able to feel a great pump in my biceps on this exercise. So if you lack the supination, let me know in the comment section below, because I've been doing certain prep drills to basically help address this and giving me more access to more supination. So it definitely helps as well, because if you lack supination, you're not gonna be able to get into those positions for curls. It's gonna feel really awkward if you only have access to neutrality or a pronated grip. So let me know in the comment section below for that. And I've been starting to train more of my erectors. So I do the back extension. People say it's a glute exercise, but I feel it in my low back, get a ton of glutes, and I get a ton of hamstrings in this as well. So it feels like a stiff-legged deadlift, and you don't have to lift as heavy. So the range of motion is great. I like the straddle grip, so I grab a dumbbell with a neutral handle, and I like the higher reps, so basically 12 to 15 reps on these. Pause the bottom and pause the top. All right, guys, so that wraps up today's episode. Before I get off this clip, I want to know from you personally, what do you want to see on this channel? Because I have videos in the vault, but it's important for me to communicate with the supporters to see if we're all on the same page. So as far as options are concerned, I got some day in the life stuff I could drop. I have some workout videos just like the one you watched. I got some in-depth exercises where I could talk about breakdowns of the A to Z of how to do certain lifts and how to get the most output of exercises to really make sure you're milking it. And I have a couple of different ideas, but this is what this is all about. So let me know down below what you want to see, and I'll definitely comment back. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode.